What is up, and welcome back to a very special episode of Rotten Potatoes, the RP. Normally, this is a podcast where four friends sit around and review movies that you absolutely should have seen, but at least one of us hasn't. But today, we have a video episode.
That's right.
So that's pretty special. And also, we have these hot sauces, as you can see in front of us. And so we are doing a...
This is a totally original idea.
Totally original idea.
Yeah.
We're doing a Spider-Man hot take.
Also, I'm Scott.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Jake.
I'm Zach.
All right, well, let's jump in. We are going to be talking about all of the Spider-Man movies that have come out to date, which pretty excited about.
And we just rewatched all of them within the last month.
8. I watched 7 in 9 days. I watched 7 Spider-Man
Wow,
movies.
that's a lot of Spider-Man.
Didn't you also play the new video game as well?
I did. I have been on Spider-Man overload recently, and I don't know.
I've spaced it out over the last 8 months. Or not 8 months.
8 months?
8 months. 2 months. 2 months. Sorry.
Well, yeah, we watched all of them, and then we went and watched No Way Home together on opening night.
Yep.
So there are going to be some No Way Home spoilers.
These questions were given to us by our favorite webhead, Mike Truell. He is half of the duo for the Bible is Dope podcast. Definitely go check that out. I listen to it. I think it's great. So thanks, Mike, for writing these questions for us.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Well, let's just kick things off without any further ado. We have our first wing. And Scott, what is this wing sauce? What is this called?
This is Howler Monkey sauce.
Howler Monkey.
If I remember correctly, this one is pretty mild. It's less than a jalapeno pepper.
Okay.
I think it's one of the most mild ones they've had on the show.
All right. Well, to start things off with this wing, I've got a question for you guys. Of all of the Spider-Man movies, who is the hottest Aunt May?
Definitely Toby.
Toby. All
Toby's the hottest Aunt May.
Toby's I don't remember the actress.
Rosemary Harris. Mm-hmm. I would say Rosemary Harris.
You just have that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
That one reached 600 Scoville units, by the way.
What,
Okay.
that's,
600.
That wasn't
isn't a
too bad.
jalapeno like 800 or something? That's not even
Yeah.
a jalapeno?
No,
Yeah, it's not even a jalapeno.
this is actually kind of nice. I might finish this one.
It's
I'm
good.
gonna finish.
It's
I'm gonna try to finish all of them.
It's a good taste. I like this sauce.
Yeah.
It's a good sauce. Yeah. I would say legitimately the new one.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei, not Rosemary Harris.
But as long as everybody's clear that it's not Forrest Gump's mom.
No.
Oh, Sally Field?
Sally Field?
Yeah, I forgot her name.
No.
I always
To
knew
be
her.
honest with you, like in all legitimacy, like obviously Marissa Tomei is the hottest, but Sally Field I think is an attractive lady.
I always knew her from Mrs. Doubtfire.
She's really not Forrest Gump?
Let's go to the second question. We're going to be doing the classic hot sauce. This one's 1800, so it's 2 times as hot as the last one.
This is just the classic.
This
This
is
is just a classic hot sauce.
this is a Hot Ones original, I think.
Hopefully you guys are picking up the chewing.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
I'm gonna have to do some serious post-production work to amplify the chewing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's just talk with our mouths full.
I mean, that's what they do in the show. As they're kind of
good.
working through
Yeah,
it.
but they're
I like
also not close mic'd like this.
They're labbed. I think.
I think this is milder than the last one we just did.
It doesn't taste as hot as the last one for me.
It tastes really nice.
Yeah, I like
that
it.
a lot.
It's good flavor.
Anyway, what is your absolute favorite Spider-Man fight sequence across all the movies?
I really liked the final fight sequence at the end of No Way Home. But I would really just like to throw out an honorable mention since we were talking about Spider-Man 3 and what's better. I really honestly liked the final fight in Spider-Man 3.
With Venom and Sandman?
with Hobgoblin. Yeah, when Hobgoblin comes in. They have some really fun team attacks. Like that was a really fun sequence, honestly.
I mean, it could have been fun, but like it's not better than. Is it worth an honorable mention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't know if this counts, but the fight scene between Spider-Man and Mysterio in Far From Home,
Yeah.
when he's seen all of the delusions.
Why wouldn't that count? That was really fun.
Because
Yeah.
Spider-Man's not really fighting back. He's kind of just getting pummeled.
It's still a fight.
It's
though.
still, it's a fight.
Cool. And then I think the cherry on top of all of that is when he... The spice is creeping up on me.
Already?
It was just like a little stuck in
A
my
little
throat.
tingle.
It's not
Yeah,
bad, but
it was a
it
tingle.
was lingering.
It was your
Yeah.
spider tingle.
It was
It was my
Peter
Peter
tingle.
Yeah, my Peter tingle. But when Mysterio leads Spider-Man to the train and he gets nailed by it.
Yeah.
I mean, that caught me off guard the first time I watched it, and then this time too. That's just I forget how intense that scene is.
My favorite fight sequence of any movie is actually probably when Toby fights Goblin in the first Spider-Man movie.
Which one? At the end?
At the end.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was great for its time.
It's
I
just
think
classic.
It got built on well over time. And it was honestly one of the only times that I felt like Toby was like a super believable Spider-Man.
I thought the fight scene between Tobey's Spider-Man and Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2 was
a lot
really
of fun.
great.
Yeah.
And I think that one actually holds up really well. I think it
does.
still looks really good, you know?
Which one in particular? The one at the end or the one on the train?
On the train.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
when they
yeah.
start on when they start on the building
Yep.
and then leading to the train,
They land
all
on
of
the train,
that
yeah.
I really like.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to our next wing here. Scott, what's this one called?
This one, I just started a new sheet. This one is called Humble House Guajillo and Red Jalapeno Hot Sauce. This one's at 2,100 Scoville units. So only 300 Scoville more than the last one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean,
Tastes good.
these are like ice cold wings now at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ice cold chicken McNuggets.
So far, this isn't too spicy. This isn't bad at all.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is probably my least favorite flavor, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be a
fine.
step up. That one honestly tasted the mildest to me.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it could be just because we're at like the wings are at the coldest. I feel like they're gonna get now. You know. You good?
Like they're at the temperature of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
It was just such a weird way to say that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they were a little bit warmer when we started.
Does
you know?
eating something spicy cold make it less spicy?
I don't know, because I just feel like you get a little bit of temperature in there. And
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's a thing.
I don't know how it works. I've never studied like
Oh, I mean,
the tongue or
the Scoville is some.
Never. You've never studied that? I took a class on the tongue.
you might have your nurse.
That's true. There's a whole.
You're just like, oh, I got tongue science today.
Tongue Science 202.
All right, moving on to our next question for this wing. What has been the most emotional moment in any Spider-Man movie yet for you?
What's tough about this is I feel like No Way Home is just going to dwarf every single preceding movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll jump into it because mine's connected with No Way Home, but it's also separate.
Okay.
For me, it's when Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man saves MJ and he like
Oh,
catches her,
God, yeah.
and like his face changes and like you could just see the emotion. Is like that was I like choked up in the movie when we watched that one. And part of it for me was that was such a tragic ending for me for Spider-Man 2. I remember it ruined my week.
Oh yeah,
Like I saw it with Tyler, I remember, and we walked out of the theater and I was like depressed.
yeah.
It ruined your week.
I just
did.
totally
I thought
did.
about it for days.
I thought it was definitely a bummer, but like at the end of the movie, I wasn't invested enough in the movie for me to think about it even the next day.
Okay,
I was
here's
really
the-
into it when it first came out.
Here's the thing. The chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone was so good. Like they were the most believable romance to me out of
all three of them. Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think that they had the best, and I think that might be a reason why I would slightly rank Amazing Spider-Man 2 better than Spider-Man 3, because Tobey and Kirsten Dunst had zero chemistry.
Yeah, they just look weird together.
And yeah, I get
Just like an ugly couple. Is that what you mean?
I don't know if I
Really,
would
them?
I don't know if I would agree with that necessarily, but
Oh, I would.
But just their interactions were always so terrible.
Oh yeah.
Awful writing.
Oh boy, yeah.
Exactly. And by Spider-Man 3, it just made zero sense anymore, you know?
Oh yeah.
And so I would agree with that.
I think that like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, especially 2 and 3, did have just trash dialogue. like
Especially 2 and 3.
yeah.
I think they all did.
I think that I feel like it got worse as it progressed, but I feel like I was watching Spider-Man 2 and 3 and I was like, have you guys talked to anybody? Like I just feel like that's just not how people talk to each other.
Yeah, this was only like 15 years ago.
Yeah. You know what else is that I didn't realize at the time because I was a kid and I didn't know what high school kids looked like. But Toby is so old.
He's so is Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't look in their teens. And
it was just so funny, that scene where his mask is off and they're like, he's just a kid. I'm like, I'm 25. He looks older than me right now.
Yeah. We should get back to most emotional.
Yeah, most emotional.
Yeah.
I think for me, I agree with Scott. By far, I think the most emotional scene is the redemption of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Wait, by far, sorry, hitting spoilers, but by far more than Aunt May dying?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, it was
feeling.
really sad, but it was like a singular emotion.
Right. Yeah.
Versus the redemption. Like there was a lot
so
of different
complex.
emotions. In there. So that's why it's more emotional. For
I
me.
can see that. Okay.
And this is going to go one of two ways. It's either history's repeating itself or it's redemption, and he catches her. He learns his lesson. He does not break her neck.
If they would have killed MJ in the same way.
Oh my gosh.
I would have given it a standing ovation.
I would have been so beside. I would have cried. I would have cried.
You might have just stopped watching Marvel movies.
I would have.
I think Garfield killed it in every single scene he's in. But I think that moment kind of solidified it for me, with him.
Which is, like if we hadn't just watched No Way Home and I had only watched The Amazing Spider-Man, I would have thought, man, Andrew Garfield can't play Spider-Man, because like I didn't like him. But then I was like, oh no, he's good. I just
right?
Yeah.
They just had a bad studio and bad director.
And I didn't realize that. But then when he came into this No Way Home, I was like, wow, he's great.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the next swing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Guys are.
I'm very excited.
What is
about
this, Scott?
Next sauce is Patty O's Potion Hot Sauce. This one's coming in 4 times as hot as the last one. This one's 8,800. This will be our first one that we might feel a little bit.
All right.
What are the flavors?
It
Doesn't
doesn't say.
Oh.
You're going to find out.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I think it's, again,
I
like
did bite my cheek.
not super into the flavor, though.
It's okay.
I think it's okay, yeah. I think it's better than the last one.
Yeah, I think the third one was my least favorite as far as flavor.
It's just hot sauce.
That one's nice. So that one sits kind of like the spice from like hot Cheetos to me.
Can we let's move on to the next one? Skip that question.
Yeah, let's skip
Or
that
Takis,
reaction.
or
version.
Takis.
All right. Well, speaking of how much money each of them have made, who's the GOAT? Who's the best Spider-Man of all time?
So I feel like No Way Home changes everything for me, because I thought Andrew Garfield was the best in No Way Home.
Yeah.
He was my favorite. He was the funniest. I think he's the best actor probably out of all three of them. I loved him more than I loved even seeing Toby again.
All right. Well, so for me, I love Tom Holland to death. So you could tell I'm setting it up for the bomb. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man to death, but for me, the GOAT is for sure Andrew Garfield. Like hands down, always has been.
I think.
Wow.
So for me, I think Holland's movies are the best Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
I think Andrew Garfield is the best actor of the three.
Yeah.
But I think Tobey Maguire's trilogy set up what would eventually become the MCU and superhero movies and all these things.
So they're all the GOAT.
So what I'm saying, I think they're all better in different areas, but I think without Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, we wouldn't have the other two.
So what I'll say is I've heard people say that Toby is the best Peter Parker, Andrew's the best Spider-Man, and then Tom is a good balance of both of them.
The two.
And I think that I would agree with that. And so I think just based on that, I would say Tom is my favorite as well.
That sounds like a good summing up of
Yeah. And I think it's hard for me to buy Toby as like this cool badass Spider-Man. I feel like he is perfect for the nerdy Peter Parker.
Or the cool youth pastor.
Yeah, I feel like
That's true.
they all found their lanes. In this
But I think Garfield could have been a great Peter Parker. I don't like the way that they wrote Peter Parker in those movies. I think that they wrote him too cool.
What is very interesting about every single one of these Spider-Men is how, except for Toby, apparently, although he did this a lot, is they're just all taking off their masks all the time. Why have
You're
it?
right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like, keep it on or don't have it.
I don't know.
They'd be terrible in this pandemic. They'd be like, I gotta get my nose out.
Yeah. But for that reason, I'm going to give it to Holland. Yeah.
Let's move on to this next wing. Scott, what do we got here?
All right. This one
it's so wet.
Small Axe Peppers Habanero Mango Hot Sauce.
Axe? This is Axe body spray?
Axe body spray. This one comes in at $22,500. So
I tasted this one
times.
already. I thought it was nice.
Oh, I feel the spice.
Yeah, I feel it in my nose right away.
Yep. In my throat.
I really like the flavor of that.
Mm-hmm. All right. This question, I'm going to kind of two-part it. Which franchise has the best villains overall? And what's the best villain out of any of the movies?
All right.
I think that still I would say the Toby, like Venom, I really fell flat, I would say, but like I really like the Green Goblin was great, Doc Ock was great. I think Toby still has the best villains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Garfield's were probably the worst.
Oh,
for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the Garfield Hobgoblin Harry is like
The
weirdest.
worst by like a long shot.
That wasn't
like,
Hobgoblin. That was Green Goblin.
You're
that
right.
was
Yeah.
Green
So
Goblin.
I guess he did become.
It's like here's the second worst, and then
Yeah.
a little bit below
like
the table. is
Topher's up
Hobgoblin,
here,
Goblin.
and then Dane DeHaan or whatever his name is way down here.
Yeah,
I thought
absolutely.
he was so terrible.
and honestly, every scene with him before he was Green Goblin 2 was just
Also
so
terrible.
He's
cringeworthy.
a bad Harry. He's a bad Green Goblin.
Here's the
bad
thing is,
everything.
We've already seen how different Andrew Garfield was, though. I think it goes back to bad writing, bad
Yeah.
directing.
I agree.
I for sure think Toby best villains overall, and the best villain out of all franchises, Willem Dafoe. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe in No Way Home was a whole different Green Goblin, though, than
Exactly.
in Spider-Man
That's
1.
how I feel. So it's funny because I actually asked some friends of mine prior to watching No Way Home who they thought was the best villain, and we all had different answers. But someone said Green Goblin, and I disagreed. I feel like exactly what you just said. The Green Goblin that we got in No Way Home is, I don't know if I would say completely different, but just so much better. So I guess my hot take would be I think Holland's villains are my favorite. I love Keaton's Vulture so much.
that-
And I love the
really
way
good.
that they developed him. I love the car scene. That's one of my favorite MCU.
Oh, yeah.
And when he turns around and talks to Peter and says, like, if you like go near my family or if you mess with my business, whatever,
business again,
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
kill you
kill you.
dead.
Yeah.
That was scarier than Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin or Doc Ock or anyone had been,
Yeah.
you know?
So anyway,
That's where
let's
I'm at,
let's
yeah.
move on to the
Move
next
on, since
wing.
we're an hour in and halfway through.
I know.
All right.
All right. Oh, this is going to be a long
episode.
audio episode.
I told you guys.
All right, so we're about to go into Adobo Loco Hawaiian hot sauce. This is 32,000.
Adobo Loco. All right, what was the biggest surprise for you in No Way Home?
Toby and Andrew.
I wasn't surprised.
Okay, so I guess I should say the role that they played.
I think the biggest surprise for me is the ending of, like, it's a brand new start for him now again. Like, basically, no one remembers anything from the first three movies.
Honestly, mine is so minor, but it was Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really stoked because I really liked the first and third seasons of the Daredevil TV show. The second
never
season
watched
kind
it.
of sucked, and I really liked. I forget the actor's name, but I liked his Matt Murdock.
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, Charlie Cox. I liked him a lot. So if they give him a movie or if he's in it, I'm gonna be very excited about that.
Biggest surprise for me in the movie was May dying. I really didn't. I did not expect that to happen.
I
at
didn't
all.
either.
Yeah.
All right, Scott. Let's move on to the next wing here.
All right, it's starting to step up here. We're now going to the Torchbearer Garlic Reaper hot sauce.
Wow.
So this is what, like 4 times hotter than the last one? What was the last one?
The last one was 32. This one's 116.
Okay.
All right, I got to be honest. I'm at this point not eating the whole wing anymore.
Jake, you're still going whole wing, right?
I'm going whole wing.
Yeah.
Particularly vinegary.
You good?
Oh, you good, bro? Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna go
building,
chalky. I'm gonna go chalky mode.
It's getting worse.
It's building.
All right.
That tastes just like
Yeah,
that tastes like if you melted Cadbury chocolate. What? Yeah, like a Cadbury egg.
What does that mean?
That's just what it tastes like. It tastes exactly.
the chocolate milk.
Yeah, the chocolate milk. It tastes just like a Cadbury egg.
I thought we were talking about the chicken.
Oh yeah, that is what I was talking about.
Wow.
What was the moment for you guys that you felt like in Tom Holland's franchise that Spider-Man really became a part of his identity?
Hold on.
You cried through that.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even hear the question.
When he's yelling, "Come on, Spider-Man!" at himself, and then he lifts the thing.
Come on, Spider-Man!
Yeah, and he's
what
just
was the
wearing.
question? When does Tom Holland feel like Spider-Man?
Yeah, when does Spider-Man? What's the moment for you that it feels like Tom Holland really incorporates Spider-Man into part of his identity?
I think if that's a process of him becoming Spider-Man, I feel like it culminates with him at the end of No Way Home making the decision, because I feel like that was the ultimate, like, I'm doing this for the greater good at whatever expense it's going to take to me, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that was like him. He finished, he was fully Spider-Man at that point. You know, I mean, he's pretty much not even Peter Parker anymore. You know, he's pretty much only Spider-Man.
Right.
I mean, I feel like he always thinks of himself as Spider-Man.
Okay, fair enough.
Tyler, what's your answer?
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to move this along.
Tyler, will you engage with
Are
the
you
question?
still suffering from the spice?
Yeah. No, I think he fully incorporates Spider-Man into his identity at the end of Far From Home, because he's willing to give up Edith and like is really like doubting himself and everything like that. But by the end of the movie, he really takes on in the, like, when he's in the jet with Happy and everything like that. That's the moment that he incorporates Spider-Man into himself. Everything before then for him was just, Spider-Man was something that he had to do, and like something that was in the way of him enjoying his
You look
normal
like you're
life.
suffering.
I'm not suffering yet, but it's hot. All right, you guys ready to move on to the next swing?
Let's,
right.
Oh,
This is
the bomb.
The bomb. No, this is 135. We still going the full thing?
I'm not doing it.
Jake? Zach?
Mine is also way bigger than your guys's, so I'm not doing
I've
it.
eaten more than half of this. I regret this.
oh, I don't even like the taste.
Yeah, it's awful.
It tastes terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. God, these are so cold and chewy.
Could that be our audio opening? Like just us discussing that?
Oh Lord.
Sean Evans, what's wrong with you?
All right. Okay. Based on the end credit sequence, do you guys think that there will be any kind of crossover between Tom Hardy and the MCU?
Like, will he be
I don't
in
care.
the MCU? Yeah, I do.
He already
think
is.
so?
He was there. Next question. This next one's called Hellfire Fear This Hot Sauce. It's 679,000.
What was the last one?
135,000.
600. What's the last one?
2 million.
million.
2 million plus.
2 million? Are you kidding me?
That's what I said. The last one's 20 times hotter than that one.
Who would create this? Why would anyone do this?
All right. Do your best to summarize the like point or like plot of Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
As we're crying.
So there are these two gangs.
So, Toby and MJ are hanging out on their web,
Yeah.
and a meteor crashes.
MJ has a performance that doesn't go good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meteor crashes, and New York loves Toby, and they gave him the key to the city, and he's like hot stuff. And he kisses Gwen in front of MJ.
And he does the dangle kiss.
He kisses her in front of New York. And Topher Grace is the cool version of Toby.
Which
apparently.
makes no sense.
Yeah. Sandman actually killed Uncle Ben.
Yep.
And he falls into some sand and turns into sand. Also, James Franco.
This one gets the lips, though. Don't get it on your lips.
You get mad at Toby.
Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.
Well, he's been mad at everything.
He can hear the Green Goblin. I don't like that sound that Jake just made.
Did I make a sound?
You just kind of like gurgled. Yeah.
Wait.
the last question. This is going to be a lightning round, so you can't like work on it for a really long time and take up a bunch of time. But I want you to rank all the Spider-Man movies in order from worst to best.
Go for it.
Oh, I got it on my lips.
Do your teeth feel spice? I'm pretty sure mine do. So, Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm backwards on the Tom Holland ones.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Far From Home, Homecoming, No Way Home. So, yeah. The Garfields.
I'm okay. I'm gonna do Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 1, Far From Home, Spider-Man 2, Homecoming, No Way Home.
It's pretty good.
It's not terrible.
It's actually really tasty.
I'm not dying.
For sure.
I'm not dying yet, but I feel like it's gonna hit me.
For me, it's going to be Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 2, or I'm sorry, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1, and then
Far From Home.
Far From Home, Homecoming, No Way Home.
You really think Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better than all of the Raimi movies?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's shocking.
It's so terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
I also feel like Scott needs to rewatch them because he had a bad streaming experience for the Raimis with a bunch of stuttering. That affects it.
What?
It wasn't stuttering. I illegally streamed them.
I didn't want to throw you
So
under
they
the
had to
bus.
keep-
Why?
They had to keep buffering.
Doesn't Tyler have all of them?
No, he doesn't have 2 and 3.
Oh, I recorded those on TV. Yeah, you're right.
I rented them.
So yeah, for me, worst Spider-Man 3. Then we go to TASM 2. Then we go to TASM 1. Then we go Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. And then I would rank all of the Hollands in order, actually. No Way Home being the best. And then if we were including, I would put Spider-Verse right under the first Holland.
Spider-Verse sits king for me.
So for you, it's Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. So none of us had the same, right?
Yeah, not quite.
That wasn't too bad.
No, it really wasn't.
No, it really.
I think the bomb really messed us up.
I think the bomb was.
The bomb factory reset us.
Thank you guys so much. I have no idea how to end this because I have the spicy brain.
RP
right now.
Season 3 is coming out.
Season 3 is coming soon, so you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you download your podcasts at.
You can expect Season 3 to start in February.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for a great year. This one, all this craziness for you guys. Love you.
For the tots.
See you guys.
We're cutting this, right?
Yeah. What the